Yo, what is up, guys? What is poppin'? Your boy is back. It's been a while since I uploaded. I really didn't feel like uploading or feel like doing months at all these last few weeks, like at least the last month, I think. After MPL finals, I was kind of burned out. I think my last upload was ITL week 4 or so. I haven't uploaded ever since, I think. The last match for the IDM, which I will, that I record was like my week 7, and I will record my next IDM matches now, as you will see. But yeah, I just didn't feel like it. I copped a bunch of annoying losses in the ITL. I didn't really try too hard, and I didn't really feel like I was on top of my game. Didn't feel like any of my games were worth uploading because like I really didn't play well. Yes, my week. I gotta say my week 7 versus Sebi was a solid match, but in ITL I dropped from 3-1 to 3-4, so we gotta bounce back there. But IDM was going well for sure. As I said last week, I uploaded an IDM was my week 7, um, pretty sure, and we were 6-1 heading into week 8, where we played my boy Scoot. I didn't upload this match because he's a likely playoff opponent, and I brought some stuff that I didn't want to reveal, to be honest. Copped a close loss there. Um, Last resort, Shift Magina almost clutched it out, but my man brought the tech with the Scarf Coco and swept me in the end, or not swept me, but revenged my Magina when I was close to close to winning. But yeah, what can you do? Anyway, we're 6-2 pretty much, or we're 6-2 heading into week 9, but we copped a forfeit win because our opponent had to drop out of the league, so we were 7-2. And these last 2 weeks were wild. Heading into week 10, this league is 11 weeks. Heading into week 10, I think 4 teams or 5 teams were like 8-1 or 7-2. So like the playoff race was super close. Like I already clinched after like with the week 9 forfeit win, but the 2 top teams in the league were actually gonna get first round buys, and I was definitely trying to get one of those first round buys because only 2 games for a championship is better than 3, and maybe we are able to win it. So um, yeah, like I think I was in a pretty good spot for a first round bye because a bunch of the guys that were also 7-2 or 8-1 were playing each other and were taking games from each other in the last 2 weeks. I know Sky, the overall leader at one point in week 9 at 8-1, was facing or like at least one of maybe 2 guys that were also um, 7-2 or so. So he was like very likely to get a loss, and because we beat Sky in week 6 or 5, and because our differential was like looking solid, I had a very solid shot at like overtaking him. I also had a very solid shot at overtaking Scoot because he was facing 2 7-2 teams as well in Confusion and Jacko in the last 2 weeks. So I felt like if I win out and like I get 2 3-0 wins or so, I should be locked for a first round bye. Um, and in week 10, we're facing I'm Pledge, a very good player, our semis opponent from last season. And because I was busy, like I was out of town kinda and had some stuff to do, I asked my man Matty Brawleg, yo, wanna sub in? I asked obviously the league if they were fine with it. Pledge was fine with it, the league was fine with it. So I asked Matty if he wanted to sub in, and he said yeah, of course. Like he always loves to use Magina. So I will cover that game because that was pretty hype, and then I will cover my week 11 game, and we will see if I was able to get a first round bye. So let's get right into it here. Like Maddie brings some Magina, obviously brings some nice talent. I wasn't like I don't remember what the talent was. I know this Magina was weakness policy shift here, and I think Carmine with 2 attacks with like Shadow Ball and Dazzling Gleam. I think with in combination with Mega Lopunny as a cosmic power baton passer into it. Very hot versus Fletcher's squad because Fletcher's squad is super fat. Like yeah, besides like Gastron, Zapdos, and Tangrowth, he also has like potentially bulky Jirachi. He has potentially a Hitmontop and some other fat mons on his squad. Um, I think this is Scarf Crook, a Shuka, Hazard, Toxic Spike, Stealth Rock thingy, Nihilego, and like a bulky Everlag, the god, which I picked up um, in like week 6, I think, for the Zygarde, obviously. So we'll see how mad he goes, if he will be able to get me the win. And let's hop right into it. He's with Young Lega. He's a man of the people. He knows how I like to nickname him mons. I didn't actually nickname my Heligo that way, but on my other mons he was definitely on point. So that's fun. Opponent leads with Tang, and this is like nice chance for him for Maddie to get just go for the sludge bomb. Either catches a poison on an AV tank, or catches potentially a poison on the gas bomb, which seems like a likely situation. I think he will set up T spikes as Pledge will go for the earthquake, and Sugarberry obviously still taking 75 like Heligo's weak. Now he goes into Lopunny. Scald does 22, doesn't get the burn, which is nice. Tank comes in, and Maddie Boy goes for the cosmic power, and like this is not looking good for Pledge. Pledge doesn't have good phasers because he only has Clear Smog, Gastro potentially, Raw Zapper, or Dragon Tail Zygarde. Two out of the three, Magiana is immune against, and like, yeah, this is Scarf Rachi, as you see. And Magiana comments up, and like I was like, man, why don't you try to shift gear twice or once? I don't know if he was creeping a Scarf Rachi, but this is a bulky make. This is a bulky make. Max HP and Iron Head bounces. See, does 18, and Many breaks through and goes for the shift gear. Like, ooh, this looks over. Has to go for the shifty again, I think. As he breaks through again, like my man not getting flinches, and now Mary can just go for Shadow Balls. He gets whittled down, but it's not the end of the world because like 42 is still a lot of both for +1/+1 Magiana. Gastro comes in, and now this game is over. He gets a critical to death, and he won't matter. My man Pledge goes for the earthquake, activates the weakness policy, and this is like, ooh, this is like a hot prep, and my boy Matty shows why he's the best Magiana user in the in the format for sure. Zygarde comes in, and I was watching this game live, and I was like, ooh, Bandit Zygarde kills with extreme speed. If he's adamant, if he's Jolly Band, it's a roll, and if he's not Bandit, E-Speed does not knock out Magiana. He doesn't seem to be Bandit or doesn't have E-Speed. Definitely knocks out this thing, and now Magiana is just gonna clean up this game, and my boy Maddie gives me the nice 6-0 in week 10. Um, I was like, I think a couple guys were kind of mad that this was a 6-0. I didn't really like that it was a 6-0 because I felt comfortable winning this matchup for sure because like my matchup versus Pledge was great had I played, but I don't think I would have gone for a 6-0. I would have gotten a 6-0 because like I'm a more methodical player, I would say, than Maddie, and I don't go for game don't go for game turn 2 or 3 before I have scouted everything on my opponent's on my opponent's team. But Maddie didn't care, and he just got the 6-0. And I was like at this point after week 10, after the 6-0 win, I took over pretty much like a commanding position in the league because I just needed a 1-0 win to clinch the first round bye with my in my last match. So I was saying like I was playing a very like average team, I would say. Like didn't have the best best season in week 11. So I was saying like, yeah, hopefully can make it at least a 3-0 or 4-0 to show that like the first round, the 6-0 from Eddie didn't matter, and like that's what I was trying to do. And also like the way like in which I won week 11 was also deciding if I got the number 1 or number 2 seed in case I won, or if I like dropped to third or fourth. I think with a loss I would drop to fourth, but now I'm definitely in a good spot. I was trying to win big so I can keep Jacko and his top of the Swamperts, I think, um, like behind me, so I got the number 1 seed in the league. But um, right now it was more about winning and trying to win like 3-0 or 4-0, so people can't get mad at Maddie for winning 6-0. Because like if I win my last match 4-0, I could say, yeah, had I won 3-0 versus Pledge, you guys could be mad, and like I'm very sure I could have pulled out a 3-0 just because of how good the matchup was. But anyway, we hop into week 11. Shout out to Matty Brolic for stepping in and showing why he's one of the fellow goats. And yeah, this match pretty much was my boy Noodle and his Toronto Star Raptors pretty much decides where we sit in the playoffs. If I win, get a first round bye. If I win big, get a number one seed, pretty much depending on Scoot and Jacko's last match. But spoilers, Jacko won, which put him guaranteed in second place in the standings, and Jacko won like 3-0. So as long as I win this match 4-0, I think I was getting number one seed. So I didn't know that as I played because they played afterwards, but that that was how it went. And like going for a 3 or 4 win was definitely my goal in this match. I will build a super hot squad here versus my opponent. SC brings a Cure and Black, potentially Z Heatran from Keldar, which is like nuisance to my team. Helios, Slowbro, and Tapu Bulu pretty much like 4 or 5 months that I expected. Didn't really see the Helios coming, but I didn't like bring my ground type too often this season, so I figured like yeah, it's definitely a possibility for him to bring like nice a nice specs healer list or something. Biggest nuisance to my team is Conkeldurr because all the time like this season I brought semi-stall pretty much, and like Conkeldurr eats my defensive core alive. Like look at Kyun, Licky, and Ever. Like if this is a Flame Orb Guts Conk, it just fucks everything up. So I had to build around it kinda. But the good thing about Flame Up Conk is Magina always revenges it and gets a solar boost or free setup depending on what he wants to do. So that's nice. But let's build this team around those two here, Magina and Heligo. Expert build and Heligo with Grass Knot, Sludge Wave, Power Gem, and Stealth Rock. 2-hit KOs his entire team. Unless he's like besides Heatran, obviously. I wish I would have gone for Hidden Power Ground over Grass Knot, but I figured wearing down Slowbro would be nicer for Lopunny to potentially clean up late game, even though this is more of a support Lopunny. But this thing still couldn't put in the work. At +1, Curum drops, Heal List drops. This takes 75 from Sludge Wave if he's max HP or max death. Slowbro drops to +1 Grass Knot after rocks if he's Fizz Death, which it should be because Lopunny. Bulu obviously drops, and Heatran, even like Death Trend, is 2 KO but +1 Power Gem after rocks. So Nihilego definitely looking nice, and my opponent doesn't have an obvious Scarfer. Kyurem could be Scarf, I don't think so though, because Scarf Kyurem doesn't really do much for my team. Healerless could be Scarf, but I think Life Orb would be better for like stronger wall switches or like even like Magnet or something, and just punishing me switching out, trying to play safe. I don't think he would bring Scarf Bulu because that's a bad set, and Heatran looks to be like his Rocker as well as the Death variant, but we'll see how it goes. Magina here, Shift Gear variant, 3 attacks, Ice Beam, Dazzling Gleam, Focus Blast, fucks his shit up if I get a Soul Boost going. Qn, Sub Toxic, Protect, Scald, not the greatest set, but it can chip down some stuff very nicely for Nihilego Magina. Licky Licky, Toxic Wish, Protect, Dragon Tail, shut down by Bulu if he's sub, which could be annoying, but otherwise very good. Everluck here for Kyurem and Bulu. It's a Spadef variant, but it still choose any non-banded hits from physical Kyurem or Bulu, so that's nice. It's Recover, Protect, Avalanche, and Earthquake. Earthquake to catch a heat from potentially. Flash Cannon doesn't do too much if he's like a bulky trend, so or even Lava Plume, like same thing. And like Protect is here to stall, like to get lefties and grass terrain back if he brings the Bulu, and to chew 2 life of ice beams guaranteed with like the Protect and shit like that. So the thing is, I don't want to give up rocks early, and I want to get up my rocks early because this core here of bulky Bulu, bulky Bro, and bulky Trend could be annoying to wear down for my team because nothing on my squad has coverage for all 3 of those, so I have to make the right switches and pressure and with rocks. So I decided to lead off with my Lopunny. Lopunny leads off well versus Kyurem versus Healer List. I can Toxic Bro, I can Toxic Bulu if I want, I can just Bob Heatran, and like this, like it matches up versus good, matches up well versus 5 months, one big Lopper here. But if he leads Conk, I'm in a tough spot, and yeah, he leads Conk, so I'm forced to switch out. I'm not going for the Baton Pass here. Oh yeah, I didn't say what the Lopunny was. High Jump Kick, Baton Pass, Toxic, and Substitute, sub sub into Magina on Nihilego was very nice with Bro on non-flash can trend because like, then one of those guys can live a hit behind a sub from Lob, and this is also like close to max HP Lopper, so it can switch into cure him with ease, kinda. It doesn't take too much from Slowbro, doesn't take too much from non-banded Voodoo or from Tran and shit like that. So it's nice. It also lives like a adamant guts boosted Mark Punch from this thing. So good spot here for us. He goes for Drain Punch and he reveals in this turn that he's not Flame Up. So I don't know if he's Guts or Iron Fist. Damage tells me it probably isn't Iron Fist unless he's like uninvested or shit like that. But I still will go for the Toxic here because I need to chip this thing down. This Q doesn't do much with my opponent's team. Yes, it helps with Tran and Bro, but besides that, like it doesn't look too well. Kyurem can set up a sub on it potentially. So I'm willing to trade off my Q versus some nice chip. Um, nice chip on Kong. So I go for the Toxic here, and I miss, and I'm like, oh, fuck that. That's kind of stupid. He goes for Bulk Up, and I'm like, yeah, Toxic would have really been nice here. But I will go for the Toxic again. No need to panic here because Mugina always revenges. And he goes for knockoff and gets a crit, which doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. But had he not gotten the crit there, I would have gotten one more turn easily out of like the toxic damage on this Kong, which is unfortunate. Now I can just go for a Drain Punch. Um, he gets lefty's back, and I can like just scald him to get the chip on him. Kills me with the Drain Punch, and he's at like 50. So sacking my Kyun for 50 on this Kong is decent. Yeah, he takes the toxin. It will be at 50 now. I just gotta make sure that this thing doesn't come in for free too often. So whenever I'm in with Licky Licky now, I pretty much have to click Wish first, so I can Wish Pass into Magiana on a hard switch from Kong. So gotta take care of that. But now going to Magiana, Dazzling Gleam, pretty obvious. I expect the trend to come in. I don't know if he has Mark Punch yet. I know he's Knockoff and Drain Punch. I would say he doesn't have the Mark Punch because like I have a talent that hard walls him if it's Z talent. He probably wants to like have a coverage move um for like a talent switching in or a Quillfish switching in. Like knockoff doesn't do too much for either of those. So yeah, he probably has the facade on this set. I wasn't sure though, and I definitely thought he would be more inclined to save his Kong anyway. So I will pull a double here into Lopunny. If he goes for a Mark Punch, I'm pretty much fucked. But I really don't see. I see the Heatran coming in 100% of the time. I could have gone for the Focus Blast here. Was very likely to knock out the Kong and to like to KO the trend, but didn't want to risk that. I was more likely, like I was more happy with going hard into Lopunny because that forces Tran out again and prevents rocks on his side, which was very important for me. So I pulled a double, anxious to see if he switches out, and he does. So I'm pulling a nice double here. Now it's Lob versus Tran. No need for him to stay, and I will put another hot prediction out of my arse and go for the Toxic here on a Slowbro switch. And I get to play right, and Slowbro is Toxic, which is nice. If I prevent Bulu from coming in, I should be in a good spot. Now we'll set up a sub to scout for a double switch into something, because like my Licky Licky or Magina switching very likely. So I figure he may as well like just fire off a Toxic to catch Licky or Thunder Wave to catch the Magina. Or like try to overpredict and go for a stupid coverage move that hits one of those two. Or like just double back into Kong predicting Licky Licky. I goes for the sub. As he actually reveals to be Tri-Attack Slowbro. I didn't scout any of his games this season, but he said he was spamming that all season, probably like for the Hex potential. And I'm like, yeah, cool, nice. Lopunny lives the hit behind the sub, and I can just baton pass out here freely into my Licky. I don't risk any status on it. Now, Skull breaks the sub, obviously, because I took the Tri-Attack earlier, but now Licky Licky can just Wish, or I can double out, as you see, which I will do, predicting him to go into Bulu or go for a Toxic here. I haven't like, seen it in set, but goes for a Scald, which is kind of important. I don't know why he would stay in there, because Licky like just stalls out Slowbro. But yeah, works out for him. But like doesn't really matter to me. I get my free rocks here. If he wants to go for the side check to knock me out, that that lets me know that he either doesn't have slack off or doesn't have a status move for like Licky or Magina, which would be nice to know. So I'm willing to let him knock out my Nihilego, even though I predicted him to go into Heatran anyway here. So got my rocks. I could go for Power Gem here, but I won't. see Flash since I go into Lopunny predicting rocks, but I also know that Flash can, if he's bulky, doesn't feel KO. He wasn't like going for Lava Plume. I called Earth Power. Earth Power obviously would have been nicer because that would have done like 27 or so because of no step. But anyway, I can just go for the Baton Pass here. I really want to click Toxic predicting Bulu, but Slowbro was just as likely of a switch in, so I can go into my Nihilego, pulling another prediction out of my ass now, and go for the Power Gem, trying to chip down the trend, which works out, but because of lefties and grassy terrain, this like will be kind of like not as sick of a prediction because like now he just goes for the raw, gets some more chip, some more like residual recovery on him, and like now he's back at full. He crits my Licky, like his luck has been on point this game, so doesn't really matter obviously because Licky's a fat boy. I can just go for the wish here now, and I'm like, yeah, cool. He never goes hard into Conk, it seems, so happy with that obviously. But definitely would have put me in a tough spot. He goes for Tri Attack now, again, getting the para, full para on my Licky. I click Dragon Tail here, trying to phase him out. I click Wish again on this next turn, as I get paralyzed once more. Yeah, it's like kind of unfortunate, but I'm still in a solid spot to get a big win here in this game. So I get the Wish off, and now I'm like, I could double into my Heligo. I could go for the Toxic, or I could go for Dragon Tail. I really want to go for Toxic because now the switch into Bulu seems like kind of obvious for me because like this bro is getting whittled with the Toxic. I was like, yeah, let me click Toxic, but I was kind of afraid of Conqueror and didn't feel like making an aggressive double into Megana in case he like goes for Tri Attack and paras me and shit like that. So I go for the Dragon Tail. He goes into Bulu, and I'm like, yeah, fuck me. Like this would have been a nice play, getting Toxic off because he needs to be left with his Bulu, and I know he's going for a sub now, so I go hard into my Everluck. No big deal, like I shoot those hit easily. Um, he's sub Bulu. I can go for the Avalanche now. As he goes for the Rock Slide. Nice tag because like I have a talent on the squad, but Rock Slide bounces, just bounces. Get the Avalanche off. Now like I think I double out. I either double out or like no, I just go for the Earthquake trying to catch the Heat Trend, and because Earthquake, even in grass terrain, would have done like 50, no, not 50, but 40, and with the rocks would have been nice damage. But he goes into Bro. Good play for him, like works out just fine, but Slowbro is still getting whittled, so I'm fine with that. I can go back into my Licky on this Bro. Like this is gonna be a long game, you already know it. If I bring like some balance or some semi, so it's always gonna be a long one, but yeah, I can just go for Wish again. Not getting parity, which is nice. And now I think I switch out into my Nihilego, predicting Bulu to come back in and to like get my Nihilego healthy at full, which works out. Here I go for the Sludge Whip because I already showed that I was willing to make the hard read of him going to Heatran, and like if he wants to like play this aggressively and he gets like and if he gets what's it called tired of this back and forth switching around bullshit. I can catch this Bulu with the Sludge Wave, and if he goes Trend, I can just go back into Licky and don't lose much. So go for the Sludge Wave, but he makes a play into Trend, so I should have gone for the Power Gem for sure. I think I go for the Power Gem now. No, that's another turn. Yeah, go into Licky, get some nice lefties, grass terrain back, and can just wish again. He goes into Slowbro. Like you see, this like rinse repeat process, but I'm not losing anything. I got my Heligo back to full pretty much, and like I got rocks up, which means I'm winning this exchange 100% of the time. Here I go hard into Lopunny on a potential Scout or Tri Attack, knowing that I live the Scout and I want to get some more chip back with Lopunny. So Lopunny now back at 80 with the grass terrain to wish. Don't get the Scout mode, kind of lucky on my part, but he got enough hacks already. So he goes into Bulu again. Had I gone for Toxic here, would have been a nice thing, and not just for the sub, because that would have given me a free Toxic or a free Baton Pass. But I just go hard for the Baton Pass. Here we'll go for the Power Gem again, make another prediction because, like you know, I revealed Sludge Wave. Now we'll go for another Power Gem because I need damage on this trend, and I figure he was more likely to go for Raw now as he does. So he's at 50 and he gets in my Lopunny. So this is exactly what I needed. This trend, because it's forced to switch out, will be at 48 if it comes in, which means Focus Blast from Magierna guaranteed knocks it out. So now I can go for the substitute, predicting him to want to switch out and the Baton Pass out into my Magierna, which will probably live his Scald. It's a roll to live a Scald, but it's definitely in my favor. And yeah, my sub lives the Scald, thankfully. I think he needed one of the 3 highest rolls, so it was like very likely that I lived it. Now I can shift gear up. Toxic will whittle him down. Shift gear once, Scald breaks the sub. Shift gear again, because you know there's a potential Scarfer in the back. Oh no, a Dazzle here. Yeah, I dazzled because I figured none of his mons was likely to be scarfed. I already identified Heatran and Bulu not to be scarfed. Helios doesn't do shit to me if he's scarfed, and Scarf Room at this range can't knock me out anyway, so I'm in a good spot, and I don't think he would be Scarf Room versus me at all. So he T-Waves me, that was his last move, so he didn't have Toxic, he didn't have Psyshock, which I think is a mistake versus versus a Nihilego Lopunny squad, because Fat Lopunny with Baton Pass, Cosmic Power, can abuse the Slowbro easily. As you see, like my Lob kinda abused the Slowbro already. And now I'm forced to shift the up a 4th time. And now I'm like, yeah, I have to get another shift gear off because like I need to outspeed stuff, and because how para works, I need to be at +4 now to be at +2 with the para, so that makes sense. +6 now to be at +2 with the para. I get paralyzed and I'm like, oh fuck, no, please don't die to Toxic, I need to speed. But he lives at 2, so I'm like, ooh, shot his leftovers. And now I get the shift gear off as he scalds, and because he dies into my Lopunny is Toxic, I will get the Soul Heart boost, and this is looking great for me. Helios comes in, I'm like, oh, is this really Scarf? Scarfless, because like then he could Volt Switch sack something, Volt Switch sack something, and pretty much will down my Magierna. But if he does that, my Nihilego is guaranteed to win. So unless I get parried 17 times in a row here, I'm guaranteed to win this game pretty much. Also, if he like just decides to sack his Bulu to this Magierna, Lopunny guaranteed wins because it clicks high jump kick 4 times and GG. So I'm in a good spot. I go for Dazzling Gleam here. I outspeed, he's not Scarf. Get another Solar boost. My man says GG, and I'm like, yeah, I have to hit a Focus Blast through the paralysis. I'm not saying GG yet. I go for the Focus Blast here versus Trent, guaranteed OHKO from this range, and I hit the Focus Blast through paralysis. Magierna is like, this is shit mode, it doesn't even care. Bulu comes in, this thing gets bopped by the Ice Beam. Shoutouts to Grass Terrain giving me more health back, because now I live more hits from the Scarf Pyram anyway. And yeah, Kong comes in, hoping to go for the Drain Punch here. Nope, definitely knocks it out. And Magierna kinda trying to impersonate Maddie here in his last match, is able to come through and win me the game. So we win 5-0. We will finish the season 9-2 with a +27 differential, I think. Terrific season once again from us. Back-to-back 9-win season in this league, which I'm very proud of. But Magierna is obviously busted, so anything less than a playoff playoff spot would have been a joke. But we also like lead the league now with differential by like 4 points, I think. So the 6-0 by Maddie didn't really count. So I definitely had a very solid shot at getting the first round, the first seed anyway. So we will head into the playoffs as the first seed, which is nice. Which means we get a first round bye, and in the second round of the playoffs, the semifinals, we will face the lowest advancing seed from the first round of the playoffs, which is nice. So definitely gonna be hyped to see who makes it. I'm kind of hoping for a certain person to win so I can face him, but because I like the matchup. But we'll see how that goes. Anyway, it was a fun regular season. Nice to see that I can still get wins in Mons, because like the last few weeks have been rough. Let me tell you that. But we're back, it seems. Definitely was a fun match. GG to my opponent. Not much he could have done there. Probably should have gone hard Kong a couple more times to pressure Licky, but probably didn't want to risk this Mon. Probably waited for a free switch into it versus Licky. But yeah, that's the game. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I tried to upload some more ITL content in the future. I definitely will upload the IDM playoffs, but we'll see how it goes. Still like kind of burned out for months, but I'm trying to get back into the upload grind. And NPL will start again in August, I think, or September, so I have to upload for that obviously again, so that should be hype. But anyway, thank you guys for watching, and yeah, catch you in the next video. See ya.